Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Schoolboy here, and we're back with another review of Love and Marriage DC Season 2, Episode 12, Throuple Time. And this is basically was the Tylers versus the Silvas, and it was all about social media. But before we go ahead and get into today's review, I would like to welcome y'all back to the channel. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for just being here with me and, just enjoying the content. Make sure y'all like the video. Liking the video is free. It also helps push the videos through the algorithm, and it also helps, the monetary, the money that's made. So y'all make sure y'all do that. Also, make sure that since you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, you bang the notification bell button. So anytime that I do go live, you guys are able to get into my lives with me. All right. So I appreciate y'all being back on the channel for this review. This was a very interesting episode. I will, before we get into the episode, I'm sorry. Make sure y'all follow me on the social media scrolling across the screen. At the bottom is the Twitter, Instagram, and if you would like to bless the channel by Cash App or Venmo, that is there as well. Always understand everything spoken on this platform, on my platform, is in my opinion only. Hey, we ain't got to fall out about it. If we don't agree about it, we don't agree about it. We can chat about it in the comments, but it's never really that deep for me. Okay? It's never that deep for me. So let's go ahead and jump on into things real quick. And let me go ahead and come on screen for y'all. So we're going to get directly on into this thing. And remember, this is really the second half of season 2. So we're really not even season 3. I don't understand why they peg it as season 3 when it's not season 3. It's still actually, we're still in season 2 back in 2022. That's actually where we're at. So the episode opens back up with Arena and Ashley. They're continuing their conversation that they had last week. Ashley lets Arena know that she feels like she basically picked a side, which Arena didn't pick a side. At the end of the day, production told her to go check on Joy first. She came back to check on you. You're on some high school shit, Ashley. Honestly, it is very childish. If we're gonna keep it a $1.50, to me, it's extremely childish. But that's just my opinion. Arena apologizes and says that she will take some accountability in her part and why Ashley feels the way that she feels. Arena says she is not picking sides. Her and Joy are both her friends, and she's basically going to stay neutral Switzerland. I can be neutral. I get that we're friends, and I get that I ain't friends with her, but you're going to have to understand that, hey, everybody is friends. I'm just trying to navigate the whole thing, which, again, in Arena's defense, that's how I see it. If two of my friends are not getting along or they're not cool at the moment right now, I'm not finna go back and forth. I'm not finna get in the middle of that. I'm finna hang out with both of y'all. Maybe y'all can't both be in the same room at the same time, but I feel like if we're all adults, you should be able to be in the presence of one another without it always being a damn issue. I really think that a lot of times Ashley is her own issue with a lot of these things, and it's not always everybody else. It is Ashley. Respectfully, I'm not trying to be rude. It seems like it is Ashley, and at the end of the day, Ashley needs to grow up. That's my opinion. A lot of people are writing for Ashley on Twitter, and I just can't get down with that narrative or that feeling, because at the end of the day, you're a grown woman. This stuff should never be that deep. Arena asked Ashley, basically, could her and Joy be able to have a conversation? And she says no, because she thinks I'm jealous. And I mean, I don't think I would have used the word jealous. I think maybe I would have just said that y'all's personalities don't match, because y'all both be on 10 with each other. But I don't think it's that much jealousy in between either person. I just think that it's just the personalities don't match. And sometimes you meet people in life where your personalities do not match with their personality. I've met a lot of people in my life, our personalities just don't go together, and that's cool too. I don't take it personal. It just don't mesh. Arena just thinks is juvenile at this point. She thinks it's extremely high school, and I agree with Arena. And that Ashley's acting away just because she's friends with Joy, which I 100% agree. I think that, it's kind of like that possessive thing. My friend. Well, you was my friend first, so you should ride with me first. Bump the fact that you're trying to build a friendship over here with her. You should just dump that friendship over here with her and just, me. That's how I perceive it. Okay. Now, I do understand via social media, it has been almost 2 years. And now Winter and Ashley pretty much hang out a lot. And the Tylers and the Pettys hang out a lot. Because we haven't had anything filmed currently, we don't even know how they've gotten to this point. So we still on this old stuff. So again, this is stuff that I've peeped and watched on social media, and I have seen with my own 2 eyes. We move on, and Winter has this. Winter, look, baby, I love you to death, to pieces. We follow each other on Twitter, but baby, don't you ever wear that blonde wig again. I want to burn it, okay? Do not bring it out. I don't know who suggested that to you. I don't know if your stylist suggested that to you, but don't you ever do that again, okay? Because I want to fight you over that wig. Now, we didn't kiss and made up on Twitter, so it ain't no smoke. And you told me you would never do that shit again. Don't do it again. Her and Joy are at the gym working out. Joy lets Winter know she was kicked out of Ashley and Quick's Christmas party. Joy says that Ashley shared information of her and Clifton being married to her best friend, Alicia. And Winter labels her loudmouth Sally. And I'm like, Lord. And I'm still going to say, like, in all respect, with this Clifton and Joy thing, I don't understand what is it a big deal that Ashley told it. I do understand the factor of if you're really going to be a friend, you trying to build a friendship with me, and if I trust you with a secret, then you shouldn't run your mouth to everywhere else. But I also do understand, like, there is a database. People can look up whether you're married or not. It ain't like it's going to be a secret unless you being married was your storyline for this show, and that they was gonna highlight like the whole steps of planning the wedding and all of that, and then they just blew up your damn storyline because they told it, and that's what I'm getting from it, that you're mad that they blew up the storyline, because that's really what it is. And I'm gonna say this again, I said this, I think it's in my last video, I said this, Marie did the same thing over on Bell Collective to Tambra. The producers told Tambra to be quiet, not to say anything about her being pregnant, because that was going to be the storyline for the show. Meanwhile, Marie loudmouth ass went over and told everybody on the cast, so it really wasn't a secret and it was out. So I do believe that sometimes producers will tell one set of people one thing, because everybody usually has a separate producer. They'll say, hey, don't say nothing about XYZ, but then somebody else says it and blew up the spot. And I really believe that's what it is. At the end of the day, it said, ain't nothing y'all can do about it now. This is some petty shit actually to be arguing over, if you ask me. This is just me. Y'all are married. It is what it is. Let's move forward. I don't care. But Winter does agree. If you said to her, don't tell anyone, and then you tell it, then it kind of breaks the monotony. And again, it does make someone not want to trust you, Ashley, because you can't hold water, and that's what it gives. Joy says she came in peace, and basically Ashley was talking down to her and letting her know that they wouldn't be on the show if it wasn't for her and Quick. And Winter says that back and forth is unhealthy, and Joy says it's high school, and Winter does agree. Now, I do agree that the back and forth is stupid. It's unhealthy. Like, girl, who gives a shit who pitched who to the show? They own the damn show now. It is what it is. Period. Okay? They own the show. Now, does to me, does it make any sense? No. Do I feel like y'all should be sitting up here arguing about this? No. Do I feel like all of this is childish? Yes, absolutely. But at the end of the day, you know, it shouldn't have been said. If I was Ashley, I would have just kept it, even if I would have known about it, I would have just kept it cute. I wouldn't have said it to somebody. But again, you can't dictate what people do. So it's a catch-22 in this, in the sense of, hey, it also was y'all storyline for the show, but I really don't understand what the big deal is. Y'all are married. Who cares? You're married. You're on the show. Unless your family and friends and personal people outside of the show did not know that y'all were married, then that's the only way that I can feel that this would be such elevated and such a huge, huge issue for y'all. That's just me. The next scene opens up with Ashley and her assistant, and they're working. And the assistant, I believe the assistant's name was Angela. I couldn't remember. I didn't write it down. Shows her what's going on social media. And it's Lil Jamie's post about quit calling him a bad kid in the episode that aired in the first part of season 2 on TV. And Ashley said Quick's choice of words weren't the best, and that he shouldn't have used or said that he was a bad kid. He just made bad decisions in life. Ashley tries to say that they should be bigger than that to be sprouting on the internet. But to me, based upon your Twitter fingers and how you always talking about how the editing is making you look like a mean girl, or the editing is making you look like you're to be acting, and all of this, all the top of fool la la and mess, ma'am. I'm just sitting here side-eyeing all of that because I know, and I've looked at the episodes, and I've looked at how you have acted and how you have held yourself and the things that you have done. And I have to honestly say, Ashley, that's a crock of crap. Because you are the most ridiculous Twitter thug I have ever seen. Everything is a response. Everything is hyped up. You're responding back to people. You angry about people. Let the shit slide. If you know what the truth is, why is you letting this shit agitate you as much as you do on the internet? And again, these people don't know you in person. If there was more to the situation and then we didn't see them, fine. But all of this, and you was doing all this Twitter thugging way before this season, even the second part of the second season even started. So which lets me know you already knew people was finna eat you up, and you just wanted to get ahead of the drama. Like, stop. Because you trying to talk about him doing too much on the internet, and he should have called y'all, and he should have did this, and he should have did that. Man, you do the same shit. Make it make sense. You do the same crap. You do the exact same ish. So to talk about Lil Jamie and say he could have came to y'all, girl, you do the same thing. Own your portion too. If we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Ashley calls Arena to talk about the social media drama between Lil Jamie and them. And Ashley claims Gen Z always want to go to the internet. And I'm like, girl, like, you're not on the internet too. Like, hang it up. Hang it up. Hang it up. Now, Quick ain't on the internet like you are, but you be on the internet like that too. So let's not do that. Let's not. We move on to Clifton and Carmen meet up, and they hug, and she rubbing all on his beard. And I just find that to be very borderline crossing timeout. Like, she shouldn't have been doing all that. But girl, if Joy allowed that shit to be going down around there at their house, that's their business. Carmen and these contacts were a straight up distraction to me. I'm like, girl, I can see those are beauty supply contacts. Those cannot be prescription contacts with them colors. Ma'am, stop it. It's 2024, and I'm sick of y'all running around with these contacts in like we can't see that is not your real damn eyes. Stop. It's the foolery for me. They joke about them being a throuple, and I'm like, this is really not cute. This looks really awkward and weird. First of all, you was going after her husband on the same dating show, and now y'all, it's just weird. That whole shit is weird to me. But God bless. If that's what they do over there, and they cool with that, God bless them. They're talking about the copyright process, and he says Joy is helping with that. And he's never done that. Joy just submitted the paperwork, and copyright process can take up to a year. Carmen says she needs to know things like this because she is the PR, and she needs to understand. Now, on copyright, no joke. Copyright does take about I think copyright takes about 8 months on average, 8 months to a year. Trademarking takes about a year. Sometimes trademarking can take 2 years. You can still sell your product even though you have submitted the information. You would just be waiting for that process to finish up. But if they have specific deadlines for all of this stuff, and you know, if you got PR and business is separate and your wife is handling certain things in your business, but then someone else is handling PR, this is where y'all should be having meetings to communicate this, not you having meetings just with one person, which is your PR, which is Carmen. Joy should be, in my opinion, present as well. That's just my opinion. If you're going to be doing this as a business. But he needs to have a conversation with her to making sure she's focused on the deadlines. That's what Carmen tells him. We moved past. It really wasn't nothing. And I can already see that Clifton and Joy ain't got that much of a storyline besides beefing with the Silvas. I already done peeped this. That's what it's going to be, which is going to cause the fallout between the Tylers and the Silvas, because the Silvas are going to want the Tylers to move towards them, and when the Tylers don't move and stay neutral like Switzerland, that's where the problem is going to come in. In the next scene, we see Winter in the studio with, and I'm glad the blonde helmet wig is off her head. She sounds good. She's showing us a little vocal. Her sister Candace comes to the studio. They talk about Yusha, and Candace says she falls in love too quick and basically give it some time to germinate. And we all know now that she found out that he is a clout chasing internet attention whore, and their relationship is no longer, they're not together anymore. The next scene, the Silvas come over to talk to the Tylers and Lil Jamie about the social media fallout and Quick and Ashley's comments of him being a bad kid. Big Jamie feels like, I can say what I want about my kid and you can't. And there's a lot of people that do feel that way. That is, I know a lot of people don't like Jamie. A lot of people don't like Big Jamie, and they don't like him because of his directness and his bluntness and his old school mindset of thinking. I get it. I was raised by old school people. I understand the mindset and I understand the thinking. Arena calls Lil Jamie downstairs to speak on the social media situation. Before they get into it, Big Jamie says he basically told him to chill out, and Lil Jamie said he was just basically going to do what the hell he wanted to do. And I'm going to say this. A lot of people will say this, especially if they're old school parenting. It's of the mindset, I can talk shit to my kid and I can cuss out my kid. I can say whatever the hell I want to say to my kid, but don't you fix your lips to say anything about my kid, because then that's when we have a problem, because I would not speak on your kid. I knew exactly what Jamie felt. Now, how a lot of people will receive that and how people will deal with that, that's another situation. Little Jamie says he looked at the Silvas as an aunt and an uncle, and he was caught off guard by the comments. Now, I will say this, Little Jamie, you can't run around in life be moving off of emotion. I tell people that all the time. I've had to learn that. You cannot react off emotions. You can't react off and go pop off on the internet whenever you want to because you're upset. I have learned the hugest lesson in regards to that, and I don't do that shit anymore. If I have an issue with you, I'll pull you to the side. Now, if you want some hit dog holler shit because I make a general statement that really, I'm not talking about you, I'm not talking about anybody specific, but I'm just putting out a general statement, and you take it personal, then that shit ain't got nothing to do with me, because that means you feel some type of way about something that you may be doing to me that I'm really not even giving a damn about, but you got a feeling about that. Now, if you a hit dog and you hollering about some dumb shit that's really not even directed at you or has nothing to do with you, that's a different scenario. But you cannot go on the internet and run with emotions. But I understand he is 26 years old. And for me, a lot of people that are really young, to me, your frontal lobe is not fully developed yet. And if you're running around here off of emotions and you haven't learned to hold that or garner that or rein that in, then that's where the issues are going to come in. Quick felt like going to the internet with it was corny, and he could have called him and had a conversation. And I'm like, Quick, y'all on a reality TV show. If somebody sees something they don't like, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna jump and say something. Your damn wife does it all the fucking time. We see her online all the time doing it. So, it's okay for Ashley to do it, but when this boy do it, it's an issue. Got it. Get your wife in line with that too, because my mom be out here tripping. Little Jamie says, why even compare your son to me? Which I'm kind of like that too. Don't compare apples and oranges. Don't compare your kids. Don't compare your spouses. Don't compare. Because when you do that, that's when it kind of goes left to a level of, like, some people think that it's throwing shade, or they feel like, oh, you trying to say that I'm a horrible person, and that's what you trying to magnify, that I'm bad. And that's exactly how Lil Jamie felt. Quick brings up, like, shit, your daddy over here calling you a bum and everything else, but because I call you a bad kid, I'm wrong, but your daddy can disrespect you and you a whole grown man. Big Jamie says, hell, I call my son worse than that, but that's my son. I can call him that. I got people in my family that feel the same shit. Don't say nothing about my kid. I can say what I want to say, but don't you say shit. And sometimes I feel that way about my parents. I can say what the hell I want to say about my parents, even if we are not in a good space or in a good space. But don't you say shit about my parents. I don't give a damn. Don't you say anything about it, because it ain't got nothing to do with you. A lot of people feel that way. I understand exactly where Jamie is coming from. I do get that some people will say, well, then maybe you shouldn't say anything about your son or call your son a bum or disrespect your son if you don't want to know somebody else. And again, I can see that side of it too. But if you in the old school mindset of thinking, that's not how they think. And respectfully, that ain't how they think. You got a lot of people that think that same way. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna say what I want to say about my kid, but don't you say nothing about my kid. And again, a lot of people, if they would not do that or not get involved or not speak on people's marriages, relationships, or children, I think the world would be a safer place. Because when you start doing that, that's when friendships blur, that's when lines blur, and then that's when emotions get heightened, because you're talking about something or someone that is close to you, and that's your heart, and that is your family, and that's when things get personal. Big Jamie also says he also praises his growth since that situation. I've been praising my son. My son has grown since then. He's not doing the same things he was doing before. Yeah, I may have said that shit about him now, but damn it, I'm giving him his flowers now for his change. I'm past that. I get where Big Jamie is coming from. He also says, I would never speak on y'all kids, so why are you speaking on my kid? Again, this is where I say people should tread lightly when speaking on people's parenting styles and relationships. I don't do it to my friends in my personal life because I don't like for that to be going on, because I don't like people to get upset, and that's when you start clashing and you start bumping heads and everybody gets to beefing because, oh, you got something to say about my relationship. Look at your relationship, or look at your kids. And you trying to. It gets that compare and contrast, and when families even do that, it makes it horrible too as well. So Quick's veins is popping out his damn head. He's cussing, and little Jamie is like, don't cuss at me because I'm not cussing at you. And that's why I was just like, yeah, dude, you need to calm down. The little man syndrome is jumping out of you, bro. Just relax. You know what I'm saying? It's relax. You can articulate it without getting all upset. But again, that lets me know you and your wife can't control y'all attitudes, and y'all can't control y'all tempers, because this is how y'all always come at people. And then when people receive that back to y'all, Quick and Ashley act like everybody else wrong, but not them. That's where I be having the issue with them. Ashley says she and Arena had a conversation, and Arena has said things in regards to it as well. Since she's been going through things with Antonio, she went through those same things with Lil Jamie at 15, and she tell her, like, basically, you need to nip it in the bud because we didn't do it. I didn't do it when he was 15, and he made bad decisions. I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I think that's just me saying, like, hey, as a friendly advice. But again, this is where it blurs lines. You should not talk about people's kids, and y'all shouldn't bring it up if it's going to get to a point where somebody says something that feels a little too personal or too derogatory, and then it goes left, because that's really what's happening. They flash back to the scene in which Arena said it, and Quick says he didn't make that bad kid thing up. Big Jamie said it about his own son himself, and says, you're out here calling your son a bum, and I was defending little Jamie. And again, Quick, it's the choice of words that you use. And I think even though you was trying to defend him, you should have probably just sat that one out, buddy. I'm just saying, because it wasn't going to be good, and it wasn't going to end good, and it was going to be what it is now. And now y'all are beefed out, and y'all ain't even cool with each other no more. And Jamie and Arena have made that abundantly clear that y'all are just co-workers on Twitter. Lil Jamie says that the internet has been tearing him up about everything. And bruh, yeah, low key, I tore your ass up too, because you are entitled and you are ungrateful, and your parents have done and given to you. Despite your decisions in life, they have still stood 10 toes down for you and still tried to be there for you. But along the time, with that coddling and that babying, has created the monster that they see before them. And when I say monster, I'm not saying like he's some just like delinquent, because he has gotten himself together. But sometimes it takes, if you don't put that tough love and apply that pressure, sometimes they will just continue down the wrong path. But also, parents can give and do the best that they can and give kids the best life that they've ever had. And it's not even about the parents. They're going to make the decision that they want to make no matter what. No matter how well the parents have raised them, no matter what private schools or what they've done for them, kids going to do what the hell kids want to do. And you can't control them up to an extent. And after that, and they're just gone, hey, they got to fall and bump their head and figure it out on their own. He says he used to look at Quick as a mentor, but he doesn't anymore. Quick says he admits he was wrong and he apologizes to him. Ashley says she knows the bad word is a trigger, and she told Quick that wasn't the best choice of words to use. Lil Jamie says he doesn't want Antonio to be nothing like him, but didn't like how he used him as his example. And again, I agree. You could have used a different example. You didn't have to compare and contrast, because it just, again, it got y'all into a whole bunch of shit y'all didn't really even need to be in. Quick does apologize again and says that he knows since everything was being said on the internet about him, he caught some slugs due to his comments on the show, which, again, acting off of emotion, Lil Jamie gonna have to understand and learn that your parents is now on TV. They brought you on TV, so everything that you do is going to be critically criticized and thought of. And if that is not something that you don't want, I suggest you respectfully tell them you don't want to film no more, just so you can avoid it, if that's really what the problem is. Quick does apologize again and says he knows that since everything was being said, they hug it out and they say sorry to one another and they move on. We get over to the next scene. Clifton tells Joy he's going to Quick's wrestling event for the fellas. He brings up the conversation with Carmen about the beard oil and the trademarking and the copywriting. And Joy brings up he can sell the beard oil without the copywriting being done. And Clifton says, well, she's telling me no. Dude, if you wanted it expedited, I would tell you, you should have got the trademarking and the copyright done by a lawyer, period. Sometimes they can get it done a lot faster than doing it on your own. Yes, you can do it on your own. Yes, you can submit the information on your own. But hell, you can go to a lawyer and have it done if you wanted it done expeditiously. And matter of fact, Carmen wouldn't be my PR. I would get somebody that's not so close to the situation between me and my wife, because we was all on the show trying to find love. I wouldn't be doing that. That shit's a little too close to home. And then also, if I want peace in my marriage and peace of mind, me and my wife could not be doing business together. I would get somebody else to handle my business affairs and pay them. Okay. But I do understand Sometimes people don't have the coin to pay people like that, and sometimes they cannot find the resources for people that will do it for free. So, but I'm just saying, as a suggestion, it would just be me. She says she will move for all the information forward over to her, and they will move forward as a throuple. And again, y'all are not helping these allegations of people thinking y'all all fool la line in the same bed together. This is not cute. We move on to Ashley is downstairs on the bike working out, and Quick is looking at her, and they talking about him inviting all the men to the wrestling event, and he mentions Clifton being there, and Ashley's like, well, if you want to be cool with him, then that's fine. But all this comments about his wife saying I was jealous, and I'm like, Ashley, you high school, and I cannot. I see by every episode now, I see why Ashley and Quick are together, because they are absolutely freaking exhausting. Both of them have attitudes, and they both got stank attitudes. They both have stuff that takes them from 0 to 100 real quick. It's crazy. Like, ma'am, it ain't even that deep. Your issue is with his wife, not with him, but you mad because he called you jealous. Like, lady, I can't. So we get down to the C3W, which is a wrestling league Quick has invested in, and the men are being trained like wrestlers, and they're, as professional wrestlers, and they're all thinking about, and all I keep thinking about is Clifton and his back not being fully healed, and you down to a damn wrestling thing. Foolish, if you ask me. Clifton decides to body slam somebody. I'm like, all right, when you go back and they notice you done fucked up something in your healing process, you'll be set back again. Dummy. I don't give a damn. Dummy. I wouldn't have did it. Dummy. Clifton asks them about how they navigate working with their wives in business, and Quick basically says it's hard for you not to collide with home and life. Him and Ashley almost ended up, ending their damn marriage over doing business together. Jamie asks, where are they bumping heads? And if he brings up the copyright, and then that's when Clifton brings up the copyright situation. Then Jamie asks about Carmen being the one he's working with, and how Joy feels about all that, because he like, man, Arena wouldn't even let me do no shit like that. And all the men say their wives wouldn't even let them do something like that. It's just, and then also I kept flashing back to her rubbing on his beard. It's some boundaries that are not respected in that. And I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. Jamie says he might be heading down the wrong path with this one. And Jamie, I 100% agree. That was the episode of Love and Marriage DC. That was episode 2 of season 2, episode 12. Throuple time. That's all I got on that. Ain't got no more. Excited to see what's gonna happen next week. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Also make sure y'all follow me on the social media scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And if you would like to donate to the channel, you guys can do that as well. Thank you guys for joining me today with this video. I'll see y'all in the next one.